What's up, fellow Age Groupies? Welcome to another episode of the Age Groupies Podcast, part of the United WeCast Network. I'm Mike Ergo, and along with my co-host, Lindsay Hiken, we're here to talk to you about all things related to endurance sports from an amateur athlete perspective. We talk about how to have fun along the way and make the sport a little less intimidating. You all can follow the show on Instagram at Age Groupies, join the Age Groupies page on Facebook, and look us up by name, Lindsay Hiken and Mike Ergo on Strava. If you have any questions, comments, or topic ideas, feel free to email us, agegroupies@gmail.com. If you guys like the show, please leave us a rating and review on iTunes or those other places people get podcasts. Today's episode is me and Lindsay talking about the maybe weird habits, I guess you call them, that we've formed since becoming endurance athletes. Some of the little quirks we've picked up along the way that really make you stand out in public, or the things we've adopted into our lives that we would not have done otherwise. So anyways, we want to hear some stuff from you guys, what kind of weird habits you have. So get some ideas from what we talk about on the show. Hit us up, agegroupies@gmail.com, or just leave a comment on the Instagram post. That works too. All right, guys, enjoy the episode. Let's get to it. Lindsay, good to talk to you again. How you doing?
What's up? I am doing well. Just been working a lot and running a lot and chilling. How about you?
Yeah, I like that picture of you out on the trails with the happiest face I've ever seen. Somehow edited with some kind of Photoshop thing. But I'm good. I'm hanging out here in San Francisco today doing some work.
Awesome. Are you talking about the picture of me with the cat next to it?
Yeah, you run all the trails so you can eat all the treats.
That's right.
Yeah,
Snapchat.
it's good. We're up in our social media game, Age Groupies. In case you didn't notice, we've leveled up.
Yep.
Well, we got an exciting topic today, and it was something you came up with, Lindsay. And we're talking about the things we'd never done until we started with endurance sports, or the things I'd never do, or we'd never do unless we were endurance athletes. And it definitely is a lifestyle change. I mean, for some people, maybe they just do one triathlon and then they're done, or they they do one big long race and then they just go back to whatever. But for us, it's become a completely different lifestyle, which I like.
Yeah. But
there's a lot of changes that go with it, and which can lead to just some odd habits or things that stick out a little bit. So I'm interested. I know we're gonna match up on some of these, and some will be a little different. But I'm interested to see like the things you put down. How is your life different because you're an endurance athlete? What kind of weird things do you do?
Well, the first thing is not like a lifestyle change, or at least I don't ever want to make it a lifestyle change, but it's something that I did not do until I became an endurance athlete, which is just pee outside. That's not anything.
Oh yeah, that's easier for guys for sure.
Yes, but I've perfected it. I know all my favorite running places, whatever. I know where to park my car so I can open the two doors, the front door and the back door, and then slide in between like my own little toilet stall and just pee there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
And I was doing that this morning before my trail run, and I was like, oh, we should talk about things that, and also, if you're new to triathlon and you're just checking out our podcast for the first time, please know that sometimes we do talk about things that are actually useful, and we're not gross, and you don't have to pee outside to be a triathlete. I'm just saying it happens.
First of all, speak for yourself, because I'm very gross. I've been peeing outside my whole life, which is more, I think, definitely a guy thing.
Well, it's so much. I mean, let's be real. Logistically
exactly.
speaking,
you can stand up and pee. It's great. I fully embrace that lifestyle. It's okay. So you got peeing outside.
I didn't think even though I ran, I was a runner before. Even with that, well, I didn't really run. I did track when I was in school, so porta potties. But I don't remember. Like I'd go on a run, and I never thought, oh, I'm just going to pull over here and go to the bathroom and pee. I only pee. I don't do anything else. Yeah. But I mean, now it's sort of like after all the riding and everything, I'm like, you got to go. You got to go. So
how far into your career as a runner or endurance athlete did you start just having no problem peeing outside?
Oh, like my second long ride when I had to pee and no one was stopping to pull over at a bathroom. And I realized, when they like regroup and we're waiting for someone slower, like that's my only shot at, actually going. I was like, I got to do what I got to do. I rode for about 10 miserable miles though first.
Oh, of course. Well, side note here. I've always wondered this, and maybe the audience can weigh in. What's the difference between peeing and pissing?
I don't know. I feel like I'm a girl, so I pee.
I think that's right too. I take pisses because I'm a man.
Yeah, but we don't want to be. We don't want to be like. We don't want to assign like gender roles to. Like, if you're a girl and you want to take a piss, you go for it.
Yeah, maybe you know what. This week that'll be my challenge to do something new. I'm gonna go pee.
Why don't you go learn how to pee?
I'll learn how to pee inside.
But don't you say you pee? Do you say you pee in your wetsuit?
Oh, I pee. Like I wanna urinate as soon as I see a wetsuit or as soon as I smell it. It's that Pavlovian response. But yeah, I pee in the wetsuit out of the water. I pee in the wetsuit in the water. I pee on myself on the bike, especially full iron half or full iron distance. And then on the run,
I'm not that girl.
I'm peeing everywhere on the run. But for me, it's a complicated maneuver because carrying the flag, I gotta get the cloth of the flag and the flagpole into one hand, and then at least I perfected for the Santa Rosa Ironman course because as soon as I go under one of those overpasses, then I take a hard left, and just on the other side of the concrete, I'll find a place right there to piss, and it's great. So, Piss Talk brought to you by Age Groupies.
Welcome. I will say that I am not someone who, I of course I go in my wetsuit. Everyone does, but so if you're ever in a race with me and you see me breaststroking, that's what I'm doing. But because I cannot flutter, kick, and pee at the same time. But I'm not somebody who will pee on myself on the bike or anything like that. I tried one time to see if I could make it work, and my body was like, we're going to come in like 114th place, so there's no need. And so I just couldn't. Okay, I'm just going to use porta potty. So I hit every porta potty on Ironman Santa Rosa, though. I think I hit every single one. I'm not sure, but I think I probably hit every last one of those.
I kind of feel like you should get a medal or some kind of badge at least for doing that, because I don't think I've ever used a porta potty for the bike. I thought about it once and I pulled over and there's two people waiting and I was, oh, fuck this. I'm not waiting for two people.
Yeah.
I'll just piss all over myself and then wash it off with a water bottle. All right. What do you say we move on to the next one? I got one of the things that I do that I probably would not do if I wasn't constantly working out is random leg swinging stretches in public places. The side and the back and the front. And if there's a street lamp or a tree, I'm doing some kind of leg swing. And then a close cousin to that is the random yoga pose at an airport or in line at the store. Just get that little stretch in. Modified pigeon pose standing. Not a move everyone can pull off, but I'll throw it in there. Just got to loosen up that lower back and loosen up those
impromptu stretching. 100%.
Yeah.
Something.
I'll stretch everywhere. My wife will say, "Hey, stop stretching here. Just can you stop, please?" All right. So yeah, I can hear you're vibing with me on this. You're also a public place stretcher.
100%. I will get down into a stretch no matter what. And
I mean, are you downward dogging it, or like what are you doing? What's the weirdest thing? That's pretty extreme.
I'll do a dancer pose though, where you grab the foot from behind you. You know what I mean? And then pull it up and do one of those. Wow. I won't necessarily do the whole front arm like up in the air, but I will do a dancer pose. I mean, if I just want to grab a little quad stretch, that's good for me. I like my calves get really tight, so if I'm standing somewhere, I may put a leg back and then try to stretch my calf out.
The other thing I do too, along with that, is like balancing poses, moving my legs around. I just listened to a guy named Ben Greenfield talking about all the little small muscles that you have and how your brain gets more efficient at using them, the more you put yourself to the limits of your balance. So I do things like that. Probably just, also, I'll just admit, I just do weird things because it's different to see if it works, or just probably to be different. But that's a thing.
So at my work, I found myself, so we have standing desks, so that automatically can go up and down.
Oh yeah.
And the other day at work, I was standing up and I was actually talking to someone who'd come by my desk. And I totally just grabbed a leg and was just like doing like a full like stretch regimen. I wasn't even thinking about it. And I suddenly realized that they were kind of looking at me because these are like office people who don't really work out, a lot of them. And I'm sure this guy was like,
when you noticed the look,
he's like, what is she doing? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I tight from a run or whatever. And he was like, oh, you run? I'm like, yeah, you just forget about that. But yes, the impromptu stretching is huge. And if I have to say, if I had seen so I'm almost 50, when I was like a teen or in my 20s, and if I'd seen some like 50-year-old lady just extra stretching at the grocery store or at her desk at work, I would have been like, what a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, exactly. Whoa, that's up there with like socks and sandals. What?
Hey, Mike, did I ever tell you about the time I went to a popular cycling studio and it was super bizarre? I was dressed like regular scumbag trainer clothes and everyone else had on, matching Lululemon, full face of makeup. And the instructor kept yelling, "Ladies, let's dance," which I had no idea what she was talking about. I was like,
that's so weird.
Let's dance. Are we riding? Anyway, that all happened because I was trying to maintain cycling fitness during the winter.
Yeah, winter months are tough. Days are shorter. It's cold. It's rainy. Takes a lot of extra time to gear up, and a lot of those rides are going to get canceled anyways because it's going to be too dangerous outside. Anyways, I spent a lot of my time indoors training, even during the summer months, just because I got small kids and I want to get this training done early. I also love group classes, but I spend majority of my time training alone in my garage. That can be pretty boring. So we have a way for our listeners to make that training during the off season or during the winter months or whenever you want really exciting. Cyclecast app provides studio quality classes for both indoor cycling and running.
Awesome. Who needs to see a bunch of other weirdos on spin bikes anyways? We need an instructor who has an ear for music that will get us hammering those pedals and a ride plan that keeps us engaged during long trainer sessions.
Yes, I finally tried it, and it's exactly what I got from Cyclecast. So they use music through your phone in this app, which works for Android. It works for iOS, so it doesn't matter what kind of phone you have. It uses minimal data, minimal battery power, and it's your phone. You bring it everywhere you go. So you got classes from different instructors at different lengths. It doesn't matter what time of day or night you're doing it. You can do it all on your own schedule.
That's awesome. Plus, the running programs are both indoor and outdoor, which is huge for me as I train for Trans Rockies this year. I'm doing a combination of treadmill and trail, and the treadmill is about as exciting as the trainer. So this is definitely helping me make those sessions more engaging. And as our gift to Age Groupies listeners, we have an awesome promo. Go to cyclecast.com/activate and enter the code GROUPIES to get a 30-day free trial on top of the regular 7-day free trial. That's like 5 weeks of free stuff, y'all. That's cyclecast.com/activate, CYCLECAST. Don't forget to use the promo code GROUPIES, GROUPIES. Cyclecast. You're going to love where this app takes you.
Well, what do you got next?
One thing I wouldn't do, and this is just a little aside, it's not a huge thing, but I did think of something like goo. You just squirt it in your mouth.
Goo.
Like the consistency of that, and with the like slightly saltiness of it, not something I would ever put in my mouth. if I didn't need it on a bike ride.
Yeah,
so I'd say some of the foods.
Yeah, the textures and the delivery method of some of these nutrition things are a bit odd. Mm-hmm. But I'm with you there. I probably wouldn't be. I mean, I drank protein shakes and like pre-workout stuff, basically legal amphetamine, mm-hmm. but in like my lifting days, Marine Corps days. But I wouldn't do all these electrolyte capsules and gels and goos and chomps and blocks and all that.
No, none of that stuff. And so there's the food, but then there's also like for me with the cycling, the chamois cream. I know not everyone uses that, but I feel like I have to use a lot of it. And I used to try to like put it on at home or be discreet about it or put it in the car, you know, before I like got it. And now I just like get my bike out, get all my gear, and then I just like dip my hand into the tub and I just dip my hand in my shorts and I'm like, here we go. Let's lather it up. I mean, I need it. I don't care anymore. I mean, so some of my modesty stuff has just gone completely out of the window.
Will you talk to someone and look them in the eye while you're shamming up?
No, God.
That's next level, isn't it?
I'm not a sociopath. I just
yeah.
No, I will say, hey, I'm about to put on some chamois cream, so you might, you know, want to, and then but I'll keep talking, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, the eye contact, that would be a power move right there.
I don't make eye contact when I'm squatting to pee behind my car, and I don't make eye contact when I'm putting the chamois cream on. So I'm still, you know, within the realm of sane.
That makes sense. And I can say why I do make eye contact on those things also makes sense in the context of being in a place like Marine Corps boot camp where you use the bathroom with 80 other people at the same time.
Oh my gosh. So
yeah,
do you use chamois
change
cream?
A little. Yes.
Okay.
And plug for my favorite people at Zealios. I use their ones called Betwixt because it goes betwixt my legs. And it's good stuff. How about this? Yeah, eat a little Easter egg for our listeners here. And whoever leaves us the best review for the rest of February, I'm going to send them a free thing of Betwixt.
Ooh.
It's by Zealios. It's good stuff. I've used it, the last 5 years.
Wow.
I don't always use it, but when I need it, I throw it on quite a bit. And when I need it, it's there and it lasts.
I always need it. Can I review us for a shot at that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, make sure you're subscribed to Age Groupies. And Lindsay, if you have any topics for us, just hit us up, agegroupies@gmail.com.
Okay, so for the rest of the month, we're going to look at everyone's reviews. They put on what they write, and then we're going to select one after the end of February. Oh, yeah. And then we'll select
even
one at
if
the
your
end of
review
February.
sucks, we'll read it.
Yeah, oh, sure. I mean, bring on a hater. I don't care.
So we got chamois cream, we got pissing outside or peeing outside. We have random public stretches. Let's see. We have eating weird goos and chomps and blocks. Mm-hmm. Here's one thing I got for you. Critiquing other people's running form. And like when I'm driving by, I'm like, I don't know. That's kind of a shitty heel strike there, buddy. Like, how about a little tighter elbows?
Oh
and
my God.
My wife would be like, are you checking that guy out? I'd be like, first of all,
yeah.
Yes. Of course I am.
But
I'm checking out the running form. Yeah, exactly. I stopped myself short of pulling over and be like, hey, bro, have a little midfoot strike there. You know?
So my significant other, as you guys know, is also an endurance athlete. And he has a very dry, sarcastic sense of humor. And we love to rip people to shreds who have bad running form when we're alone in the car driving by them. It's not the nicest thing. We just keep it between ourselves. We would never let them know, but he will, he'll be like, look at this goofball or look at this clown. And then I'll look at it, it'll be some person with horrible running form with, a hydration vest on. And they're clearly only going to go about a mile and a half. Like,
has a gallon of water for a mile. Yeah, that's yeah, exactly. Mean, and you know what? I started out that way. So, and a lot of us probably did. So now we just look back on those people and secretly make fun of them. Mm-hmm. But knowing that we all came from there. Yeah, that's. I imagine both of you driving along like that. You remember that show, Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Exactly.
Where they sit and watch these bad movies, and the whole fun of it is just listening to their commentary.
Yep, that's us driving down Kenyatta Road. But it's like, or because also we live in a tourist area, so people will come to Half Moon Bay. You've been to Half Moon Bay, right? When didn't your father?
As a tourist,
yeah. So that right where the Ritz is, there's the coastal trail right there, and that we'll run on that. But there's a lot of tourists running on it who basically, like, God love them, came for the week or whatever to Half Moon Bay, and they want to be healthy and they're trying to get out there, but they obviously haven't been doing this like on a regular
those
basis.
are the same kind of people who say, "Hey guys, let's go do a jog." Right? You're like, "Oh, I see how this is gonna go." I'm
like, your hips and shins are really gonna hurt when you get home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have fun doing that, checking people out and critiquing their form in my head, and then it helps me. You know, what I'm also doing too, besides being a dick, I guess. But what I'm also doing is trying to think of like, okay, how do I run? What does that actually look like? And so, but it's one of those things. It just looks odd. Like, why do you check out every single person we drive by? I'm like, well, I got to know their form,
sizing them up.
I need some help. Exactly, sizing them up.
In the in master swimming, I definitely would do that. I got it to like the middle lanes, so middle speed basically, and so I could see the people in the faster lanes. And when it was time to do fly, I could see the people who were like been to the Olympic trials and whatnot, or collegiate swimmers doing the fly.
That is impressive to watch.
And I could feel how I was doing it, like my rhythm was completely off. And they were like dolphins, right? And I could tell I was like a walrus on the beach is what I looked like in comparison with them. But that sizing up thing is something that I didn't ever do before I was an athlete in terms of like.
Oh yeah, I'm always looking at my people in the lane next to me too to try to get better form, and so like they're going faster than me and they're twice as old as me. So how are they doing this? But yes, a lot of times I feel like a pug running next to a greyhound, especially if I'm seeing people doing fly or back.
It's so beautiful when it's right, and it's so ugly when it's wrong.
Yeah, it's like it looks like I'll put myself. I'll use an I statement here, Linz. It looks like I'm drowning / doing a belly flop to like the other side of the pool. Exactly. But I'll give it a go. I'm a little better now that I did some strength training.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, I like doing it. I just don't look good doing it. Hey, have you ever seen that ad for? Have you ever seen that ad for the swim spa that they sell them like over in Pleasanton or like swim spa, and they show the people swimming, and they show that it's like a little girl or whatever trying to do the fly. Oh, it drives me nuts every time I see it. She's got the worst form. I'm like, you shouldn't have had her doing it. She can't swim the fly. It's awful. And Josh is just like, why do you care? I'm like, it just bugs me. They should have gotten someone who was either good at the fly or just have her do breaststroke. She looks like she's drowning.
Can we back up for a second? Because I think you just came up with our motto for the show. I like doing it. It just doesn't look good. Age groupies.
Oh, I mean, that's the theme for every race I go to.
Exactly. Yeah, especially when you drink Gatorade, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's... Oh, well, that brings up something else that I never did before I was a triathlete. Never, even when I was a runner, just wear all spandex.
Oh, yeah, that's on my list too. High five over the air, because... Woo. All spandex? Yes, that was not my look.
It's still not my look, but again, I like doing it. It just doesn't look good.
Yeah, there's a spectrum of who looks good in spandex, and I don't know.
It's a pretty thin slice of society, let me tell you that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not an easy look to pull off.
Unfortunately for me, it's not everybody who's in the race. You know what I mean? It's not like everyone looks good. I'm just, there's a lot of...
Yeah, exactly.
The weird thing is, though, is that I actually, like, if I'm racing or I'm at a cycling event or whatever, and everyone's in spandex and everyone has different body types and whatever, it never, like, I never go, oh, that looks like shit. But if I saw someone at the mall, like in a spandex dress who was severely... misshapen, I would think probably should have picked a different dress.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
But in the race, I'm like,
of it makes sense.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You think it's like it's kind of like when you see people on the commercials, like for sandals, wearing resort wear. We're like, oh god, I guess that makes sense. But if you saw them walking around town with quote unquote resort wear, you'd be like, what the fuck,
douchebag. Well, that we see those around our town all the time.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They're at the beach.
That's true. So you have lots of experience there with resort wear.
Uh-huh.
So, all right. So we both got spandex.
Okay.
How about this one? When I travel, I fill my backpack with, and I'm talking about travel to work.
Yes.
Drive to work. Go on vacations. I fill my backpack with foam rollers, lacrosse balls, and other like recovery tools that I'm like rolling my body with. A little dough roller thing for my legs. Yeah, so I have like this little like it almost looks like an interrogation kit of torture devices.
It's an adult diaper bag. Like when I had a baby and I had to bring the diaper bag full of all the gear for the baby. It's like, this is what we've got. It's a triathlete like my adult.
An adult diaper bag. That's exactly what it is.
Because I've got bottles in there you know, with liquid.
My God.
I've got wipes in there so I can clean off. I got, all my gear, change of clothes.
Yeah, my wigs hood. I got to wool them out. Oh, man, that's funny.
Exactly.
That's what my next patch is going to be. It's going to be for my tri gear stuff, and it's just going to say adult diaper bag.
We need to create a business where we make an adult diaper bag that's not like your triathlon bag for races, but it's just you're like, I'm a triathlete and I got to go to work or I got to go travel or I got to go to the hotel and I've got to bring all this adult diaper bag gear with me so that I can.
Yeah. We'll work on the branding of it because I can also see it. Well, maybe it'll
it could go
be popular in like the old people's homes. Like, see, it's big enough for your adult diapers.
Or there's that like sort of like sexual fetish where they like to be.
Oh my God,
like adult diapers,
dressed up as a
like
baby
for real?
and giving like bottles.
So we just created 3 different like groups for our new business venture.
All right, so we need to contact the patent office after this. So
yeah, you guys don't steal our idea.
If there is a next podcast, because we basically have struck gold. So this may very well be the last Age Groupies episode.
We're rich. All right, what else do you got?
Well,
sorry, go ahead.
See, no, I have. You know what? I probably would not have so many random backpacks and like sport bags, especially from Ironman. I have lots of them. I like the new waterproof ones they have where you kind of roll them up and clip them. But I have so many that now my kids have their like collection, their own collection, both of them, of Ironman backpacks.
Absolutely. I have like a little closet where I've just like I've earned backpacks that I haven't needed yet because I haven't worn out the other ones. So I basically am like storing them for use later. But the thing is that I'm never gonna be able to work all the way through them probably.
That's true. Yeah, I started donating some of them.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's what friends of the show, BJ and Jess Komkowski from Yogi Triathlete, I think they donate pretty much like every race thing they get except for maybe the finishing medal.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And then you might see like random people, like random homeless people. They're like, wow, the guy's an Ironman finisher. His life must have gone downhill pretty quickly after that.
You know what? Training for the Ironman, he lost his home because he didn't go to work. He was working out. His family left him because they were like, we were neglecting us.
Yeah. Later, Dad.
Oh my God. That's so funny. Wait, I just thought of another one. Oh shoot. And of course it left my brain because I'm old. I'll think of it. It's about the bags, though. I don't remember. Dang.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
No, it wasn't about the bags. I just thought of something else I do. And we've talked about this before on the show about pedicure time and, trying to keep it looking good while you're still working out. And prior to becoming an athlete, I've never told a manicurist to leave the calluses on the bottoms of my feet.
Oh, good point.
So now I'm like, paint it up on the top on my toes, make it look pretty. Underneath, I want it to look like tire rubber so that I could just not.
Exactly. I know, snow tires. We got to do some serious mile on these things.
Right. But like I've had a situation before where she took all of the calluses off, and then the next run I went to, I was like, ow. It hurt. I had blisters everywhere. Yeah. So
I know you earned those calluses. And then all of a sudden they're taking them off. They're there for a reason. All right, I got a couple more quick ones.
Okay.
Before we put this one to bed, I got again, before I travel anywhere, had I not gotten into this crazy endurance stuff, I wouldn't be Googling public pools and gyms in other cities. Try to figure out, they got a master's group? Like, what's the spin bike situation like? How far would it work out? Will I get my run in on the way to the gym and then Uber it back or take a city bike or something like that? So 100%. It keeps it interesting. Yeah.
No, it's amazing, right? I mean, I never did that before when I traveled. I would just show up and be there. And now it's like, well, what's, just yeah. Oh, I wouldn't even, it's like, if I get on the gym treadmill, fine. But, the connecting with our community, but in a different city is amazing because it's still our people, right?
Oh, it's cool. Yeah, I've met up with open water people. Mm-hmm. Like I wrote up a review for this cool lake swim called Lucky's Lake Swim down near Orlando, Florida. Huh. And it's advertised as one of the few open water swims in Florida freshwater that does not have gators in it. And they say at least none longer than a foot.
Yeah. I was about to be excited, but no, I'm not going in that either.
I'll link to that in the show notes so you guys can check it out. Yeah. But it's made for some really cool experiences, and I've met a lot of people and developed some friendships out of it. So awesome. That one works out. It's not as odd. But here's the last one that I have and this is almost exclusively before a race, but putting on sunscreen before I go to bed.
Yeah.
So that's I've learned how to get sunburned. The research has been done extensively. Mm-hmm. And so then I learned pro tip from our people at Zealios that if you put a first coat on, you take a shower the night before a race and then put a coat of sunscreen on. You Absolutely. Go to sleep, you wake up, you just put a lighter coat on in the morning. That works out so well. I wish I had known that years ago.
Yeah, that's what I did for Santa Rosa, even though I didn't need it as badly as you did.
Yeah, what are you trying to say?
I mean, I'm just saying I'm black and you're a ginger.
Well, check your melatonin privilege or whatever it is.
But I still
haven't my people been through enough?
I still need sunscreen. I've actually had people ask me that, like, "Oh, you need sunscreen?" I'm like, "It's still skin." I mean,
yeah.
Hello? Yes, of course, but I mean, there are so many rituals before the race and before working out that I can't say that I really had any real routines in terms of my morning or evening like I do now. You know what I mean? It's like there's a certain bedtime I'm trying to get to so that I can do my thing the next day. There's a certain time I'm trying to specifically get up so that I have enough time to do XYZ, like eat a certain amount of foods and far enough in advance so I can work out or get my workout in right away and then eat after. I mean, there's like a lot of organization that goes into having a busy life with family and jobs and stuff, and then continuing to work out that like was not even present in my life, before endurance sports. And actually, though, it has a benefit to it that outside of just being able to do my workouts, like learning how to kind of coordinate all this stuff has actually benefited me in other ways, right? Because I just have a sort of a life that in some ways is regimented, but in other ways there's like I find freedom and happiness in the routines and in that kind of thing that I have built out, as opposed to sort of like, oh, I slept a little late, now I gotta be at work just late.
Chaos of rushing and being you know what? I think what it is like Jocko Willink's motto, Navy SEAL, another podcaster, talks about discipline is freedom. Mm-hmm. The neat thing about having a routine where, and I had this on my thing, is laying out my clothes the night before, mm-hmm. because it takes the guesswork out of it, especially when you're tired. You have the stuff ready and it just becomes the habit. And so then you have things ready and organized. And so once you start organizing things physically, your mind is also becomes a lot more organized, because you don't mm-hmm. have to spend time rushing around and be like, oh shit, I forgot to put on a belt or whatever other thing you're doing, trying to rush out of the house. Mm-hmm. It's made my life a lot better. Let me concentrate on the things at hand, like dealing with whatever's happening with my kids.
So I started doing that with my clothes, and I also I either prepare or write down all my food the night before. So I either prepare it and put it in like Tupperwares to bring to work, or or at least write it down so that I know in the morning exactly what to pack. So because I've been working long hours and I'm busy and I want to eat a healthy diet to support my running. And if I don't prepare, especially during busy season at work, there's just a ton of crappy snacks there. I mean, the firm is trying to make everyone happy and bring in stuff that tastes good and is exciting, but it doesn't really support my goals. And so,
not everybody likes kale chips or salads, right?
No, none of there's not a lot of salad, a lot of pizza, a lot of trail mix, a lot of chips, a lot of Red Hot, those little candies. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff, right? Cupcakes. And I don't want to eat any of it. So I've been preparing my food or at least writing down exactly everything, breakfast, lunch, dinner. And if I'm going to work out long enough that I need a snack, then that's in there too. And I just bring it with me. And so I can work late or whatever. And I have the food. And that's been working out really well too, because it does free up some space mentally.
That's cool. Hey, I think we got this episode covered. What I want to do is ask all our listeners, when you see our Instagram post talking about this episode here, we're going to ask you what you guys do. What weird things are you guys doing that you wouldn't have done had you not gotten into the sport? Mm-hmm. So let's hear them. We'll talk about some of the good ones we find next week.
Sounds good.
This is fun. This is really fun.
This is awesome. Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome. Hey, we have any challenge for our listeners this week? Or any words of wisdom?
Oh, words of wisdom. Oh, embrace. Well, I think we've done this before about embracing discipline. So I don't know about that. I mean, I'm doing it. Try writing down your food and see what happens, or try putting your clothes out the day before and see what happens.
Try putting your clothes out the day before and see what happens. I like that.
You might have a better workout because you're just, you're freed up in the morning.
Yeah, you might match. Talking to you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome. Talk to you later.
Bye. Alrighty. That concludes today's episode of the Age Groupies Podcast with me, Lindsay Hiken, and my co-host, Mike Ergo. We really hope you enjoyed it. You can follow the show on Instagram at Age Groupies, join our Age Groupies page on Facebook, and look us up by name, Lindsay Hiken and Mike Ergo on Strava. If you have questions, comments, or topic ideas, feel free to email us at agegroupies@gmail.com. If you enjoy the show, please leave a rating and review on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts, as this really helps us get more exposure while we try to grow this little venture. And of course, if you have friends you think might like the show, please be sure to share it with them. But for now, thanks for listening, and we will talk to you next week.